Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. I'm Dr. NADIAH ABDUL AZIZ from University of Tunku Abdul Rahman of Management and Technology, Kuala Lumpur. Today we're presenting a paper on a look at the transformational leadership and strategic communication towards Madani Ummah. This paper is also co-written with Pak Roslawati Rosli. To begin with, the terms of Malaysia Madani is a political slogan introduced by the current premiership, Datuk Sri Anwar Ibrahim, on January 19, 2023, who aims to bring changes and transformation to the country to make a society to live in a better way by emphasizing on the 6 core values that concerns with the socio-economic and politics. The first one on sustainability, that is to improve the quality of living within the ecosystem. On prosperity, for example, prosperity is beyond wealth, is more than wealth. It's when the citizens are entitled to live with freedom. Okay. On innovation, the concept that refers to any efforts that encourage a unique outcome from something that already exists, at the same time would benefit the future. The next value or the next concept that is on the respect is very important to have and to earn the respect and to be treated respectfully so that people in particular societal setting can live harmoniously with is a very important psychological and interpersonal attitude that one must demonstrate within a social setting, be it at home, society, organization. The next one, the concept of trust, focusing on is a psychology, psychological needs or psychological expectation in any kind of relationship, that trust must be developed and enhanced so that in any kind of relationship it can benefit for the long term rapport, and this is crucial when it comes to political connections between government and the people on the ground. The last one, the last value, we are referring to the concept of Madani, that is the care and compassion. For the care and compassion, it's maybe like, I think most of us will relate this to the nursing practices or profession, and it's highly significant to motivate nurses, especially, okay, to act professionally and ethically. Now, if we want to contextualize this concept into government citizens relationship, it truly means that the government want to show to the people how much the government really care for the needs and the expectations of the people on the other hand, so that we're talking about the relationship can be enhanced eventually. Therefore, the concept of Madani is rather quite new. We're talking about living in multicultural, multi-religion country. Therefore, the concept of Madani may be new to some kind of citizens. On the other hand, it may be too common to some others. Therefore, it's very important for every Malaysians to be with the government to support this agenda and for them to understand truly what does this concept mean. Therefore, this require beyond very basic explanation. In other way, it also means that the role of communicator, or we say strategic communicator, is crucial to define to the people what does Madani mean and what are the planning and establishment of the programs and projects the government has towards achieving the objective. In any transformational situation of an organization, or in this context of country we are talking about, a strong and capable leader is all the institution needs to ensure the process is smoothly and effectively taken place. This paper embraced or adapted a theoretical framework called transformational leadership. So this theory was first coined by James MacGregor Burns in 1978 and was later outraged by Bass and Riggio in 2006 when they actually suggested that there are 4 dimensions that transformational leadership actually suggests, and what the criteria needed by the transformational leader to ensure in order to ensure the missions and aspirations of causing and bringing changes to the country take place the way they want it to be. So the first dimension, we're referring to the idealized influence, whereby the leader must demonstrate, a, themselves being, whereby the leaders must demonstrate themselves being ethical leaders, with good moral values. The second dimension on the inspirational motivation, for the inspirational motivation, the leaders are expected to demonstrate themselves as people who are actually motivated, and optimistic towards bringing those changes to the society. They have a lot of plannings in terms of how the betterment and improvement can be done in a society. On the third dimension, referring to the intellectual stimulation, the qualities of leaders like encouraging creativity and innovation. And the last one, dimension for individualized consideration, whereby the leader must have the interest to show to the people on the ground how much they really care for the people. So it also goes back to the value of Madani, that is care and compassion. There are two objectives of this paper to achieve. The first one, to identify the important roles of strategic communicators in the establishment of Madani Ummah. And the second one, to justify the relevance of transformational leadership theory to the establishment of Madani Ummah. This paper has utilized literature review based on secondary inputs. Results and discussion reveal that the first dimension of idealized influence basically demonstrates the roles of Prime Minister Anwar Ibrahim, who is also the Minister of Finance, that has recently announced on the budget 2024 involved an allocation of 339.8 billion ringgit Malaysia, with 303.8 billion ringgit Malaysia for operating expenditure, with 2 billion ringgit Malaysia in contingency saving. Another thing that has also been highlighted is that the Prime Minister has taken up quite a quick resolution in terms of streamlining the diesel price and the power subsidies. Okay, that is only targeted to particular group of people instead of the nationwide. The second dimension, referring to the inspirational motivation, exhibits the leadership of the late Datuk Sri Salahuddin Ayub, despite his very short tenure as a minister at the domestic trade and cost of living, where he has introduced a lot of concepts and policies that's merely, like mostly targeting to people who belong to the B40 group, and people who actually may be living below poverty line, in need of financial support, and therefore offering Rahmah menu, for example, and any other kind of similar programs, like Payung Rahmah, for example, and Beras Rahmah. Yeah, so these are among the very early solutions taken up by such ministry, under the supervision and under the administrative of Datuk Sri Salahuddin Ayub. And the third dimension, referring to the intellectual stimulation, the Ministry of Transportation under the Minister Anthony Locke has seen to be one of quite effective ministry when it comes to dealing and handling situations or crises. Among them, we are referring to the broken flyover structures of the LRT route, the LRT system that's frequently being interrupted, the unforgettable air crash in Elmina Shah Alam. So these are some of the situations whereby the third dimension of intellectual stimulation as projected by the Ministry, of Transportation, okay, actually has able to exhibit or demonstrate, their very fast action in terms of encountering any transportation crisis, particularly affecting the safety and the security of the road users. Okay. Other than that, in terms of innovation, we can also see that the Ministry of Transportation has implemented, for example, technologies to serve the public transport users better. The use of electric powered buses was one of the best examples of the ministry's advancement. The renewed road tax was no longer needed to be put up on the mirror, but everything can be directly accessed via uh, online. Okay, and that has caused so much convenience to both authorities and as well as the vehicle owners. Yeah. At the same time, the innovation has also been extended to the Malaysia Maritime Single Window (MMSSW) system, that empowers the country's logistic ecosystem. So this is what reflected, in the third dimension of intellectual stimulation. And the last one, for the fourth dimension, that is of individualized consideration, that allows the Ministry of Health to engage with the citizens on health matters through the launch of Madani Ummah program on January 8, 2023, as a platform to disseminate very basic disease prevention information and health promotion programs to the people. So they have done it in a very extensive mode of communication that involve house-to-house visit, with the minister, Dr. Zaliha, has also been actively involved in the setting up of exhibitions for illness-related information. To conclude, we can say that although this current premiership, has just newly taken position in the office, but at the same time, the ideas of bringing the country and society towards betterment through the concepts of Madani have, a kickstart, and it's basically the idea that promoting harmonious living regardless of the different demographic profile of background we are having in this country. As per in the context of this paper, we can also see that there are four main ministries that play crucial roles to support the agenda of Madani, and that's also require a very extensive and aggressive activities, and the purpose, vision, goals of transformation must also be shared accordingly so that every citizen is in the same page. They have to use as many as communication platforms, that we have the online version as well, that will also be the main reference, especially to the youngsters. Communication during transformation is very important to build trust, especially when we talk about the new government being in the office. And that's what basically transformational leadership theory suggests, and it's supported through this study. That's basically all about it from me. Thank you very much for listening.